Hi, this is Denise Mathew, and today I'm just going to do a quick, just questions answered. People have been asking about how to finish wire, so I just wanted to, and finish wire, I mean to get rid of all the sharp edges and stuff like that when you are making ear wires or certain projects that you need to smooth out so it doesn't catch on your clothes. I oftentimes talk about smoothing out wire and making sure it's nothing sticking out, so I just want to show you exactly what I meant. So if you look at this piece of wire here, it's a large gauge. And I cut a large gauge just so you can see. This is the kind of, like, this would be an intense burr that you'd really want to get straightened out. And then the other side you can see there's a bit too. Hopefully you can see that. And what that is, if you run your finger along it, or even if I show it on a, you can hear the sound on the paper. And that's not something you would want to have, like say you have an ear wire, or even if you were wearing clothes and it caught on your clothes. So it's really important to finish off your projects so that when someone's wearing them or you're wearing them, there will be no damage. Oh, I have 3 different items here that you can finish your wires with to file down your wires to make it without the burr. And I have 3 pieces of wire here. It's about 20 gauge, just so you can see. Now, if you notice, it's very sharp. I'm just going to show you what it's like with a jewelry file, and this is actually specifically made for getting rid of the burrs and sharp bits. So I'm just going to start to do that, and I'm just going back and forth. And you would do this like for an ear wire or something. So for instance, I would use it for the end of that. Now it takes some time, but that's just because it's sort of a bigger wire. It's going to take a little bit longer, but normally if you're doing a smaller wire, lighter gauge, it's going to take a lot less. So now if I put my finger on that, I can start to feel that it's less sharp. And now if I just lay it on the thing, it doesn't cut anymore. Okay, so that's already been finished. So I just want to show you that jewelry file is what I generally use. The other thing that some people say they like, although I have found it too long and tedious to do, it's called a cup burr. And if you notice, there's like a little space here that you can actually put the wire right in, and then you would sort of go back and forth and try and get it down. So again, I've got a sharp wire, and I'm just going to get it in there and start to rotate it. And what's supposed to happen, it's got teeth inside of it kind of thing, and it's supposed to start to make this rounder. Frankly, I haven't found a lot of success with this, and I find that it takes a long time to get it to do what it's supposed to do. It's not an extremely expensive tool, but I frankly don't like it at all. But I just thought I would show it to you, and just to show you that not everything that people say is great is really great. So far, it's still sharp. There's still a burr on the end of it. It takes too long, too tedious, and it wouldn't be something I would suggest. So the last thing I have is just a standard nail file, and again I have a sharp wire. Emery board isn't going to be good enough, so what you really want is a metal nail file. So, and if you're using a nail file, you probably just want to use it just for your jewelry, because it will sort of damage it, right? It's not something that's going to hold up as much as a regular jewelry file. Alright, so as you can see, there's some powder forming there, and that's where the wire's being, and now the wire's perfect. So for finishing off your wire, my suggestion would be to do either a jewelry file or a nail file. The cup burr, if you're really good with it, then go ahead, but my suggestion is I wouldn't bother getting it. I think either one of these tools is much better. And so if you want to do a project, somebody had asked about a ring project, and they said, how do you do the wire? Again, you're going to use one of those 2 tools, but if you notice, the prongs are exactly the same, sharp, and then you would just take your file and you would just go back and forth, and it's a straight motion when you're finishing it. And the best way to check after to make sure that it's exactly okay, and it's just to run your finger over it, and then you would just push it back in. Alright, and that's not affecting your stone or anything. And you can use your pliers to tighten it up if you want. Alright, so that's what you would do for that. And then sometimes when you're making just plain rings, just the ends of the rings right here can be a little bit sharp. So again, you would just take your jewelry file, and you would just kind of run it along here, and you're not really going to damage it because it's quite small, so you're usually just going to go right at that one wire. So I'm just going to go along there and then just rub my finger in, and it's perfect. So now if you notice, I've done a little bit of a wrap here. You can push your coils together, but then if you see there's a little stray wire up. Now I can try and keep pushing that down with my pliers, but sometimes it just won't go. Sometimes you're working with, you might have a bead here or crystal that's very, very delicate, and if you mess around too much with your pliers, you can actually damage it. So it's better off just to go in and get that little tail. You can see the little tail there. Get that with your pliers, alright? And again, get it off, and then go in with your, feel it. If it's actually, that's actually not sharp, so it's good. But if it was sharp, you could go in with your jewelry, file it up, because it's really important that you have no sharp edges, and that's one thing you want to do with all your projects after you're done. Go along with your fingers, especially I did a Tree of Life video, and I'll have the link to that as well. That's another one that you want to use a jewelry file on, because that can definitely catch your clothes. So this concludes the tutorial. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And please keep your questions coming, because I will definitely feature them in future videos if a lot of people ask them. Thanks again. Bye for now. Exactly the same. Sharp, right? And just put that back in. Ow! I need a Band-Aid. Medic!